You know, I believe it's impossible to ever truly give enough back to our troops, mainly because of their sacrifice, it's immeasurable. And this week on Team Elk, our good friend Scott Chester has donated a Thule elk tag on Fort Hunter Liggett to Sergeant Major Tom Stone. Now, Sergeant Major Stone may be the hunter on this episode, but on behalf of the entire Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, we want our troops to know we support you and thank you for everything you do. Now, let's go elk hunting.
Okay, Scott, I wanted to introduce you to Sergeant Major Tom Stone.
Tom?
And
Hello,
Tom
sir.
Scott Chester.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir. Thank you.
His wife, Lori, and they're
Hello.
the hunting sponsors through the Elk Foundation. And the opportunity to be out here. And
I can't thank you enough for this.
This was just one opportunity to say thank you to one of those soldiers that had been in action and had been wounded in action.
This is phenomenal. I mean, what the Rocky Mountain Elk does, what you guys did, I mean, it's just phenomenal. I'm just a little bitty part of this.
At Fort Hunter Liggett, there is just a tremendous partnership that we have established and want to continue to promote and to share with other people like Tom Stone.
Thomas,
Yes.
that's yours.
Okay. I was first and foremost honored beyond belief to have been selected, even nominated, let alone selected.
When the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation and donors do things to recognize wounded warriors like Sergeant Major Stone, they're also recognizing other soldiers at the same time. And he represents the quality of soldier that we have in the Army.
I've seen elk up here. I've never hunted elk. I've never been close to an elk when it's bugling. I think as a kid, when I was in the Boy Scouts, I went to New Mexico, and I think we might have seen an elk. I think we're going to go out. I think we're going to get to watch some awesome early morning elk. I don't think I had the door even cracked before I could hear the elk bugling. Well, I heard that. It's not a bad sign, just stepping out of the truck, hearing it, I don't know, a couple hundred yards away.
Crouch down and ease up to this edge, and that'll give us a good angle to glance down the valley.
Just kind of eased up there, but right at crack of dawn, you know, not quite light enough to make out antlers yet, but we could see the elk.
Hey, Tom. Yeah. You see those two are right at the edge of the river. They're hand to hand. Do a little bit of sparring there. Oh, yeah.
I saw my first two elk spar, and they're calling, and there's cow calling going on, and I mean, it was sensory overload. You know, it was goosebumps up there on top of that ridge watching all those beautiful elk. A herd over here, we've got a herd here, and we've got a third herd that's just coming out, probably about 800, 1,000 yards away from us. I'd say it's pretty promising.
Sergeant Major Tom Stone is on a mission to find his first elk. He's here in part because of a partnership between Fort Hunter Liggett and the RMEF.
We've developed such a positive relationship that the commander of Fort Hunter Liggett had some discussion about donating a tag to the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation to recognize one of our soldiers wounded in battle. So we offered that up at our national convention in February of 2011. Scott and Lori Chester made their commitment by raising their hand and purchasing the tag for the soldier that was going to hunt. Scott also purchased his own tag to come and hunt right alongside of that individual soldier.
This was all about me being able to say thank you, so there was no way I was going to take the first animal.
It's really the hunt of a lifetime for this wounded warrior, but it's even more of a blessing that he's here to enjoy it.
We were conducting a combat patrol down the Horjeb region of South Baghdad. Our mission that day, we had information they were transporting weapons and munitions north out of the countryside into the city of Baghdad. So we had our Humvees out blocking the road, denying access through, and then I had a foot patrol that was out to the west of us going through the tree lines, clearing the tree lines, when I saw two of my soldiers looking at something, and as I was approaching them I saw a white vehicle with orange quarter panels, which is typically an Iraqi taxi cab. If that vehicle's there in about another 20 or 30 seconds, we're gonna have to shoo him off somehow. About the time that thought went through my head, explosion went off kind of to my right side, launched me up onto the hood of the Humvee. I could look down and see that I was bleeding. You know, the first thing I thought about was the two guys I was standing there with. I received a Purple Heart for wounds received in combat as a result of the IED blast, along with the other two guys that were with me. I was back out on combat patrols 8 days after the incident.
Oh, I see a bull just showed up down there, right in the edge where we were looking earlier, way up the river.
I laid eyes on him for the first time, and it was love at first sight.
Man, he's beautiful. He is.
After we had been doing that probably 30 or 40 minutes, the elk began to move across the river. In my mind, I knew it was time for us to make our move too.
I had seen the bull, to now have to take my eyes off of him for, you know, what seemed like an eternity driving over there and not knowing where he was going to be and having to find him all over again. That was pretty nerve-wracking.
Let's go do it.
Let's go. We were going to walk up on the ridge to get a little bit of high ground because that grass is, you know, anywhere from 3 to 6, 7 feet tall, so it was hard to see from ground level. So we just started making our way up that ridge.
We made our way back around to where I thought we needed to be.
They were generally moving in this direction here. This is still a pretty big pocket of grass up in here in front of us. And I'm thinking they moved right to the center of that. There's 2 cows out there. And there's a bull.
We devised a plan that we were gonna start heading at this elk pretty much just head on because we had so much distance. Everything was bone dry, so you know, every step it would just sound like I heard a buffalo coming through there. But we kept going and got into a shadow of a little clump of trees on the other side of the road.
I just saw him. I saw him moving. There's 2 out there. All right, let's go.
He was probably at that point still 350, 400 yards away from us.
There was a second bull, and he was thrashing in some cottonwoods.
We got a bull thrashing over here, and we got the target bull that we're going after right over here. And as long as this one keeps going, we pretty much think he'll keep the bull we're looking for occupied. Yeah, let's get it. Let's see if we can ease over to these trees.
We started tramping across that, and I think it was our mission that day to break every dry branch that was in between us and that bull.
Watch these limbs.
If we could get through this stuff, we would be lucky without spooking the animals.
There he is. Come on, easy, easy, easy. Come on. You want to try to get to that tree? You're okay. Can you see? I got branches in the way.
I got as close to the tree as I could, looked through the scope. I could see the right front shoulder, still not a good shot, quartering towards me.
They might start picking up our wind.
All my fundamentals of marksmanship I've been taught throughout the years, I had to put them all into play for this one shot of a lifetime.
Get ready, here you go. Get ready. If you need to move towards me, you can. Oh, yeah.
I heard it hit. Down.
Down. Down.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I was just really excited for him because when you are able to harvest an animal like that and you've got that hunting spirit in you, it's pretty cool. And I was really happy for him.
Oh man,
That's a nice bull.
he is gnarly cool. Look at that, that's a good shoulder shot on him. Just couldn't believe that, you know, people that didn't even know me had done so much for me. It was really overwhelming. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I was extremely excited for Tom because there's very little chance that anybody else ever is going to get a bull like that bull.
Wow, those things are big.
And I tell you, it was such an honor for me to be able to hunt with Tom. And again, just another way to show soldiers appreciation for what they do every day. I just can't sing the praises enough.
I can't say enough about my guide and everybody from Rocky Mountain Elk that made this possible. I mean, you know, the tagged owner, I mean, him and his wife coming down here and him wanting to hunt with me. I mean, it's just an honor to have all this, you know, done for me. It's beyond words. I can't say thank you enough to everybody that's helped put this together. I really can't. It's awesome.
I really wanted Tom to get the full experience of us hunting together, and when you're able to spend that time with him doing what you really love, you just gotta smile. There's just no way you can't.
Ken came to me and he said, Michael, he said, I think we're going to have you take and lead the hunt with Scott. And we knew that he was going to start archery hunting this bull, which is a pretty exciting time. Came up with a plan and we set out on his archery hunt. It was going to be tough. There are lots of eyes and the wind can shift on you.
That's him right there. If we work to that backside, come right up. $68 to the far cow. Right now.
Just wasn't the bull, and we were pretty excited then too. So we ended up just calling it there, and you know, a great way to end the first day of a very successful hunt with the soldier, and to get started with warming up with Scott.
Oh man, yeah.
We knew that big herd bull that was in there that Tom had taken was gone. Right. And we figured that was going to create quite an uproar in the group.
Yeah, we know they're there, and if they start moving back up the river, we can kind of come back and go just keep bumping around if we need to. Right at the water's edge. Let's go around this.
The wind was just wrong. We knew that we're not going to have success doing this. So we thought, okay, let's back out of here.
You know, we have everything stacked against us. Oh, yeah.
We were just a little bit late getting to the spot that we needed to be able to ambush these elk headed back into their bedding.
We're gonna have to let this spike pass us by here. This is just too cool. There's so many bulls, we can't figure out the big one here.
Right across the way from us, probably 100 yards, there were 3 bulls that were standing feeding. We saw a bull that was just a tremendous bull.
He's walking to the left.
We might have to take one with a rifle here.
I knew Tom had to leave, and I really wanted to have him be there when I harvested my bull. And so that played into my decision to go ahead and take this bull with a rifle. He's the farthest left bull?
Yeah, 311.
Hit. Got him.
Good deal. Right on. Oh, he's a good bull.
And even as I made the shot, I didn't really know what I was shooting at. I was just going by his judgment how big that bull was. But when we got up to the bull, that was really cool. It was a great bull.
That was exciting.
I don't know what was more fun, mine yesterday or watching you, being right here with you.
That's what I'm saying. You have just as much fun with the other guy or more.
It was awesome. I mean, it was the stalk of a lifetime. Just to be a part of it was amazing.
Most folks don't know that opportunity exists, and there's some great people out here that really put it together, and I know that you guys sacrifice an awful lot to make sure that these guys know that we appreciate what they do. And
me being able to say thank you to you for what you have done and the sacrifice you made and the service that you've given to this country. So,
Well, thank you.
just thank you.
Sergeant Major Stone, there are roughly 300 million people in America, most of I'm sure you've never met, that I hope understand what you and the rest of our troops do for them every single day. A big thank you to Scott and Lori Chester for being so dedicated to not only conservation, but to our troops. And thanks to all of you for watching Team Elk. Be sure to check out our website, rmef.org, and learn how you can become a member of Team Elk. Oh yeah, and remember one last thing, hunting is conservation.